Live from the R&R studios in the good old friendly city, it's the Boys from the Wheel podcast.
What is going on, guys? Welcome into the R&R studios for another episode of Boys from the Wheel podcast. Listen, I don't want anybody to say any words about my damn Florida State Seminoles. All right, I know it's coming. I don't want to hear nothing, not a word, nobody, don't care. Chris, how you feeling?
I'm just glad to be back. I missed you guys, man. It hasn't been the same.
Sorry, I had to get it off my chest.
It's all good. They still suck. We're good.
Anybody check out that? Never mind. All right.
Shut the hell up.
There's a Florida State jersey on fire in his front yard.
I wasn't aware that college football started, and neither were they.
Yeah, I guess not. They might as well not even show up.
Oh my God.
Move on. By the way, that intro is the only time we'll hear John tonight. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately, John won't be with us tonight, but we do have an awesome show, jam-packed. Big announcement this week. The Miners had a new signing. Alex Coleman, or AC Coleman, is now on the Miners. For those of you that don't know him, you will. Give us 30 seconds. You'll definitely find out who this man is. Played with Grant in Columbus, is an absolute great talent, is somebody that I'm excited to see. Actually, somebody that I asked Coach Rez about the season before, because he's coached him many, many times. Like, hey, is AC coming? He had played in Carolina the previous season, so now we got him. That's unfortunate for Negron and Carolina. I'm happy he's in Wheeling. So, like I said, if you guys haven't seen him, watch this.
Number 3 in motion. Deep pass to the end zone, and it is caught. What a dart to number 3. Beautiful pass by the former Penn State Nittany Lion. He put that right up.
Throws wide open over to the middle. Alex Coleman. He makes a man miss. We see lingerie.
Finds Coleman. Up for the first down. He's breaking tackles. He finds his leg.
Here's a pump fake. He's open.
Down the field.
There goes motion. There's a snap. There's a throw. He's going deep for Miller, who's wide open. Touchdown.
Throws on the run. Pass is caught. What a catch by number 3, Alex Coleman. Coleman, open, corner, touchdown.
Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless.
And throws it, and it is caught in the back of the end zone. Big time catch. Quickly right side to Coleman. Flag flies, but Coleman makes the man miss. He's in the open field, past the 25 to the 20, almost to the 15. Taken by number 3, Alex Coleman. Returns it to the right side, makes a little move. Sounds off, ball is still, and it's caught! Touchdown!
Welcome to the show, AC. Man, you sent me those highlights. I'm like, all right, I got to play a full. Normally, we just do a snippet. I was like, I have to play the full thing. Everybody has to see who this man is.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. So,
I'm on our team.
Yeah, exactly, Sean. So let's talk a little bit about your journey to get to Wheeling. You've actually played, I would say, not close to the area, but you did play in Marion. A lot of people don't know that. You did play with the Marion Racers as well.
Yeah, I played for maybe 4 or something odd games for Marion when I left Nashville with Coach Back. I played for Marion for I think it was about 4 games, and I ended up playing like the last game of the season in Erie with Coach Lauda.
Okay, there you go. So how excited are you to have him on the staff as well?
Man, when Coach Rez told us that he was coming, him and his brother, I was like, in terms of a football knowledge,
yeah.
I mean, our staff alone, there's not too many staffs that has more knowledge than ours, especially in terms of being accomplished. We got a number of coaches that are champions now. Every minor coach is a champion. So I was excited to hear that they was coming. In terms of offensively, there's not that many better offensive minds in terms of the indoor game and the arena game. Like he's coached both, and I think a large grasp of transferring from the indoor game, from the arena game in the NAL. A lot of teams didn't get it. The teams that really got it were Omaha and Sioux City because they played it so much. So, and Idaho wasn't bad either, but I think they in their second season they should be better.
Yeah, they don't look too bad. They come from the American West Conference Division, whatever that league was that they had with teams and stuff. They're not bad. They went undefeated a couple years ago. They're trying to get it figured out. Hopefully they do. But 12 teams now in the NAL. That's exciting.
For sure.
What's it like for you? Because you played in the very first season of the NAL. What have you seen like growth wise from the first season to now?
It's kind of like you've seen a strong start, then you've seen it shrink but stay strong, and now it's regrowing. I think in terms of the way, from a geographical sense, the way that we covered a lot of the country the first year, with having a team in Monterrey, Mexico, and a team in Texas, all the way up to Lehigh Valley with the Steelhawks. So we covered a lot of bases, even in high country with the Grizzlies. So that's definitely something that I think we've gotten back to, because I think it went all the way down to maybe 5 teams.
Yeah,
5 or 6, something like that. So it's good to see it back up to 12. Definitely good, because one of the beauties of this game is being able to travel the country and play the game that we love to play in front of a different set of fans. Each team gets to show if they have a home field advantage or not, but you also get to see the different type of fans. Like there's a huge difference in the fans in a place like Columbus. Those players have a nucleus that's been there for years. So a lot of that is like a homely atmosphere versus a place like Sioux City.
Mm-hmm.
Sioux City had a lot of new faces. They had a lot of old faces, but Sioux City is a hostile environment. When you get in there, it's black. They got black turf. They got black nets. Their team wears black, so it's real dark. Like it's just a different environment. So that's kind of the thing that you get to experience when you have multiple teams. You get to go to a lot of different places.
So you're a vet. You've played in this game a long time. You talk about those different places. What was your favorite place to travel to? For games, environment wise, and things like that.
My favorite place would have been Jacksonville.
Yeah, the Shark Tank.
I mean, the history within it alone, like, and the fans are, even though they're rooting against you, they're what makes you love the game.
Yeah.
There's like you go in there, especially if you go in there and come out with a win. You feel like you took something, you got away with something, because their fans are they have a great fan base. Like they look up the team's players that they're about to play, from stats to personal findings, and they yell it to you in pregame, things like that. Like they get pretty rough, they get pretty rough, and that's what makes you love the game. But also you go to places like Lehigh Valley. When I went to Lehigh Valley, I actually had a fan. His son was there, and I ended up, I think I scored like 2 touchdowns or something like that. It wasn't a crazy game, but we talked like before I took a kick out. I took a kickoff, because people are so close, they're right behind you.
Yeah.
So we talked in like the downtime before I got the kickoff, and I ended up giving him a ball and stuff out of the game, but he ended up finding me on like Facebook Messenger, writing me like, you're my son's favorite player now, X, Y, Z. So that's kind of the beauty of the game that you don't get anywhere else. You don't get that in the CFL. You don't get that in college. You don't get that anywhere.
Right. That fan interaction is fantastic. Did you get a chance to watch any of the games from the Miners last year? Kind of see what the environment you're walking into this coming season?
Yeah. Because I mean, I wanted to come to Wheeling last year. One, because of it being so close. I've never really played close to home.
Right.
Also, with Chris Duffy being there, who's my guy, then Rez being there. I wanted to, but I'm also a man. Like in this game, being a man of your word is a rare. It's a rare thing. You know, um, and I wanted to be someone that honored my word. I gave my word in the ground that I would play for him, and I had got offers from like the Orlando Predators, Columbus Lions, Iowa Rampage, like a few AFL teams. And, you know, I passed on some of those opportunities because I feel like if a man doesn't have his word, he doesn't have anything, you know. So I'll end up going there, but I always kept my eye on Willing, especially when Grant started playing because, you know, Grant's my guy. I wanted to see how he was doing because he had been out of the game for a while. And I just wanted to see how they would grow because I knew that they would, like anything that that Rez or Duffy attach themselves to normally has a multi-year plan, you know. So I just kept my eye on that to see where they were going, and then once I got the opportunity to come this year, I jumped at it because I did like even at LB games against like the Maryland Warriors where the fans were still locked in, filling the place, going crazy. Then I watched the game against the against Peach State, and that game was crazy.
The atmosphere.
That game was wild. Like, so yeah, I definitely kept an eye on them to see the atmosphere. And once I signed, I went back and watched a few games, get a feel of the players, some of the teammates I'll have, get a feel of just how the arena looks. Once you play, you think about how the ball will be tracked and how it'll fly in there, what it'll look like. So there's a lot of things I'll try to take in from just what happened last year. I'm glad they was able to pull out a win though.
Yeah, that's one thing that everybody talks about, and that's also what Ricky, who is the president of expansion and owns the Omaha Beef in the NAL. That's one thing that he complimented when he came to the press conference. He's like, "This arena is awesome. It's because everybody's on top of everybody. If you've got 1,500 fans in there, it sounds like 55. Like it gets loud in there. It's tremendous. In the playoff game, the fans totally flipped a play and had the Bearcats quarterback threw it too early, and Mason picked it up at the end and pick six. Like they caused that. It caused the false start before that. So it's just one of those things. If you're looking for a place to play, you've definitely found it.
For sure.
Okay, Chris.
And yeah, it's going to be awesome to have you here. We're really looking forward to it. You kind of alluded to it earlier, you know, playing for Duffy again, playing for Coach Rez, playing in a different atmosphere. What are you looking forward to the most about coming here to Wheeling?
I'm honestly just looking forward to getting back to the reason I play. Just to do my job within the team, be a playmaker, be an integral piece of the community, be a leader, you know, help some guys like just learn the ins and outs, the nuances, what's important, you know, what makes you a professional and what doesn't. Little things like that. Getting to actually play a full season with somebody like Grant. My experience in the arena game, I've never really been at a place for a whole season. When me and Rez won a championship in Atlanta, I came to Atlanta from High Country because previously, the year before that, the first year of the NAL, I went from Corpus Christi to High Country. And Rez ended up not coming back because of some front office stuff, something like that. And then he knew about the expansion I was going on with the AAL at the time and Atlanta coming in. So he took that opportunity. And I was under contract with High Country at the time, so I went, but then I got out of there and came to Atlanta. And it was fun, but I feel like that's more so why what I'm looking forward to in Wheeling is getting back to the fun part of the game. You know what I mean? Like last year, there was so much going on in North Carolina. There was so much stuff off the field going on, so many things that kind of distracted us from playing the game. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Like I really have a strong belief that our team is playing for something too. A lot of times you get to a place where there's guys that are professionals, but it's a job, you know, and they approach it that way. They don't approach it as like the team oriented focus. And I feel like in Wheeling, it gets back to like we're playing for this city, we're playing for these fans, because really we're what they got. You know what I mean? And at that point of the year, we're something they take pride in. You know what I mean? So that's more so what I'm looking forward to getting to. Just being down there playing ball, making plays, not worrying about anything else but that.
Since you're going back to play for Coach Rez for another time this year, if you had to say one crazy or absurd moment that you had with him, what would it be?
Wheels are turning.
There's a lot.
Man, crazy or absurd with Rez, Jesus. We had a crazy game in Charlotte, in the Bojangles Arena. So it's real dark in there. And for some reason, the way Rez and the coaches have their own little Rez and the opponent's coaches, they have their own little battle within the game going on.
Yep.
So we got to the point where we were kind of throwing blows back and forth. We had a lot of things happen in that game. Two of our star players didn't make it. Lee Chappell couldn't come, so we had a new quarterback playing, and Ryan McDaniel, I believe he got kicked out of the game, but I'm not sure. No, Ryan actually just couldn't come. Ryan couldn't come. So we kind of got in the backs against our wall situation, so we just started playing, and there was a catch that I had where I like jumped over the wall and caught it for a touchdown and like landed on top of my head and flipped back on my feet. Had no idea where I was. All I did know was Rez was running down the wall, kicking and screaming and cussing like, "That's right, mother." And then the whole time, all I see is him, like, because everything is spinning because I landed on my head. So I remember that like crazy. And there was there was another time. We went back to High Country, and they had kicked one of our players out the game before the game even started. And it was kind of like the Reds versus High Country game. So anything that happened, we was with Reds. Like, look, this is what's going on, X, Y, and Z. So we end up blowing their doors off. Like, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
And all I see is Reg just going up to the GM, going up to coach, going up to all these people, and just telling them, like, that's right, mother, like, just doing Reg stuff. So I could go on and on. Yeah, I got a lot of.
If you guys are wondering, that is a look to what the Carolina game could look like this year.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Man,
I'm ready.
Yeah, that game we play. When we play Carolina, it's gonna be a game.
Yeah. Sure. That's what I'm excited about is the way the league is going this year with how close the teams are. There's going to be fans that are going to travel. Like, we didn't have too much of it last year.
Right.
Not a bunch of fans traveled. But when you get away fans and home fans in one place and combustible elements like that, it's awesome. It's good for the game. It really is.
There's going to be so many great spots. The Omaha game's going to be great. Sioux City's going to be great. The Columbus game is going to be great.
That's a big one for you.
Yeah. It is, but at least like with me and them, it's like respect. You know what I mean? Like there's no bad, but like I love Columbus. I love the fans. I love the my brothers over there that are still playing. Like I love Columbus. That's just one of those places that has a rich arena football history, and a lot of us have played there. I think like the Lyatas played the Lions for years in the when they were in Erie. I know Rez coached there, I think.
Yeah.
And he's played against them. And I played there. So that's going to be a real good game. It'll be interesting going back to Corpus. I haven't been to Corpus in a while.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. That's nice that they have a team again.
Yeah.
I like that color style too. I know you're big color scheme and jersey guy. Like I absolutely love it. I love their logo and stuff. They have a good look out there.
Yeah, absolutely. They do. They definitely do. I really like their helmets too.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, I
It's
really
that
like their
metallic.
helmets.
Yeah, they got that metallic.
Yeah, with
on
the
it.
silver. Yeah, for sure.
I'm definitely looking to go back to Carolina.
Yeah.
I have a connection with the Cobras too, so I'm
Yeah, he
looking
was-
forward to that. I was their PA announcer, not
Mm,
past season, but the season before. So
okay, I got you.
yeah, I'm looking forward to making that trip back there.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Absolutely. Sean?
So how do you mentally and physically prepare yourself for each game?
Mentally, you kind of just form like. I think it depends how you've done. Like I've always been big on the mental approach to games is the hardest part of the game. A lot of times you lose sight on what you're actually trying to accomplish. So when I get mentally prepared for the game, I just outside of the film and everything, I watch a ton of film. Outside of that, I just um, focus on what I want to accomplish, what needs to be done, and knowing that whatever I want to accomplish is accomplishable. Like I can do that. That's half the battle. Just knowing, just telling yourself that you can do it, and then you pretty much do. A lot of like the mental part of the game is the biggest part. Physically, you try to practice with a purpose. Take your recovery very seriously throughout the week, and part of that is working out, lifting, working on your core, things like that. I'm big with I'm a yoga guy, so I think that's important because your flexibility and range of motion is why a lot of injuries happen. And I'm big on injury prevention, so I do a lot of things like depth jumps, skaters, stuff like that to help shock absorption when I land and things of that nature. So that's really it.
Do you have any like pregame rituals, like a special song or anything like that you listen to kind of get you there?
I got a whole playlist of songs, but like my main song is a song called March Madness by Future. And that's my main song. I like to get out there by myself, so I'm one of those early to the arena, last one to leave the locker room after. So I kind of had to change that because we go out and talk to fans and do things like that. But I'll sit there for a while, just because like, I've been like that since I was in high school. Like I'm always the last one, So I don't know why I do that, but I don't really have a specific ritual. Just make sure I pray before the game. We get so blessed to even have that opportunity, but also each game you complete, you made it through it. You know what I mean? Because it's such a physical game. So that's really it.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited to see because Coach Rez talks about it all the time. Is his fit and his shoe game. It's nice to see somebody come in and rival him for that.
Yeah. I'm hoping we do those arena arrival. Photos. Yeah.
We did them last year. I'll make sure we get on them again this year because it worked out real well for us last year.
We got to get a poll going too.
Yeah,
when AC walks in and Rez, I was like, all right, who's got the best fit?
Yeah.
Who's the most fly this game? Let's go for it.
Man, listen, if I let Rez beat me in that, I will never hear the end of it. from nobody. I will not hear the end of it. So I can't. Yeah, for sure. And I'm looking forward to getting down there. I don't know what kind of cars y'all guys, but I'm a Jeep guy. So taking the top off the Jeep and riding to the game and stuff like that. Like I'm looking forward to that.
Now, have you been to Wheeling yet? Because it's got that small town atmosphere. And like Jeff said, I mean, in the arena, you're going to hear it. You're going to feel it. The fans are going to get behind you. What's it like for you to be able to come to a town that has that small town feel, but are extremely passionate about their indoor football?
I honestly would take that over a bigger city.
Yeah.
Because the appreciation is so much greater. I would say like I've been fortunate to play in some good spots. Like Corpus is right on the beach. The arena is right on the beach. But the fans just, it's not that they didn't know, but that's not like the environment in Corpus, really. Um, Nashville's a great place, but they know the Titans, and what is it, the Cats. Is that's the hockey team, isn't it? And the Cats, like the small town, like even in Marion loved the Blue Racers.
Oh yeah.
They love the Blue Racers. Like they would fill that little arena. They would fill that thing out. So I feel like the smaller atmosphere is a lot better. Like that's why I think Albany is, even though it's a bigger city, for some reason, the way that you can walk out of their arena and it goes right onto the street. So when they have like those block parties, the fans just gravitate to come right into the arena, and they had that rich history with the Firebirds previous. But when I was here in Columbus, some of the games, it's kind of like Columbus, Ohio versus Columbus, Georgia. Columbus, Ohio is a huge city, capital of the state. But the focus isn't it's Ohio State. It's a huge college town, even though they don't want it to be. That's what it is. We would have, I think, maybe 15 to 2,000 in that arena. That arena holds like in the upper, I think it's over 10,000 if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, by far, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I thought it was like 16, but I could be wrong.
No, I think I think you hit it right on.
Yeah, I think it's like 16, but it wasn't even close. But then when you go to somewhere like Columbus, Georgia, one, they've had the Lions there for so long.
Yeah, rich
history. They know, and then they just really support the team. Like the Lions do a lion walk where they walk out the arena to go to the tailgate just to say, give appreciation and thanks to the fans, and they go back in. So that smaller town atmosphere is what you would want for this type of game because they have an appreciation of it.
Yeah, I know. Sean and I, we actually had a good friend of ours that we went to college with that ended up playing in Marion. I don't think you guys would have ran into each other. Lamar Stewart, he was very good safety and running back for West Liberty. But yeah, he ended up playing there. And he said the same thing because he came from a small town school like West Liberty and then going to a town like Marion that, like he said pretty much the same thing you did, that they really surround the team. And that's one thing. You're definitely going to feel the love here in Wheeling. I mean, I'm sure Rez and a lot of people have told you that already, but you're definitely going to feel the love here. And I mean, these fans are just going to surround you. And like I said, I haven't got to see you play in person yet, so I'm excited for this. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be fun. And I think when the Rough Riders left Richmond and came to Wheeling,
yeah,
they had a pretty good support when they was there.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
That one season, yeah, they had a good bit of people there. Myth.
Yeah, West Virginia is that kind of place, though.
It is. That's one thing that you'll learn. Like, we're in the Ohio Valley, and we're like extremely close to Ohio. Football in general is king. Like, it's huge. Like high school football, unbelievable amount of support. Like, people just love their football. They don't care what it is, indoor, outdoor. They don't care.
Yeah.
So when you start playing here, you're going to experience something that not a whole lot of people get to experience. So there's a corner that just happens to have a bar right behind it, one of the end zones. Last year, there was so much shit talked. That's what happened against Jersey when that dude threw the pick at the end of the game. I overheard somebody said he saw the wide receiver pissing down his leg before that pass was thrown. So, and there was some shenanigans going on down there, but all them guys down there will love having you down there. I do have another thing. I was seeing your highlight tapes, flying over the boards and throwing deuces up, running down the hallway. Is that going to be something we're going to see?
If there's a hallway that's available.
Oh, it's available. Trust us. It's available. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I did that in Columbus. I did that in where was we at? We was in Florence in South Carolina when I did that. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, against Cape Fear. Yeah.
Yeah, that game was crazy. They made it worse than it needed to be.
Yeah.
It started getting real rowdy. Like our our head coach, Coach Yarborough, played for the Heroes for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And that being his first game as a head coach, the Heroes staff that he played for coached with him. So the Heroes new staff were talking all type of junk. Then the DS there for the Heroes, LeGarrette Blunt was his cousin,
Mm.
and LeGarrette Blunt was behind the board on their side, and he was talking crazy. So I had to kind of shut him up. Like I hate to do this. I hate to do this to your cousin, but this is what's gonna happen. So I ended up scoring like 3 on him, and that game winner at the end was on him. So when I ran like there, you can't see it on there, but I ran all the way down the field and like spiked the ball right in front of him. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, definitely jumping over. If it's close, definitely jumping over. You said there's a bar in the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right behind where we're standing, there's a bar literally right behind it.
Yeah. So the way the arena is set up, so one corner, the owners and other people with passes go over there, and then the opposite corner, there's a bar, and it's all fans. It's probably what 6-7 deep, Muth?
Easily, yeah.
Yeah. So it's that's one of the rowdiest. It's awesome. Like they go over there. It's pretty cool. It's and it's
my type of place for sure.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I thought of.
Badass standing there right on the board too.
You have to have a specific BAC to stand there.
My type of place for sure. Yeah. I'm already liking the setup.
Yeah, for sure. Johnny?
So what can we see, or what are we going to see with you on the field? Like anything special, anything unique?
A lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
Other than that.
Definitely a lot of touchdowns. I think one thing that stands out about me is that I never drop passes ever. Like it's not me. God bless me with a great pair of hands. I mean, one is kind of jacked up. You can see it won't fix, but it's okay. I would say that in my route running, like I'll let you know when I broke somebody off. I'll let you know. Yeah, like I'll tell y'all, the group of y'all, like, hey, did y'all see that? And point it out or something like that. Like that's more so, but I'll be all over. Like I'll be catching passes, I'll be running the ball, returning kicks. Like I'll do everything. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much. I'm a pretty versatile player. And in the indoor game, it allows you to have that opportunity to maximize your talent. Like I played receiver and I played running back in college. I didn't get to play that my entire career except 1 year I played indoor. But outside of that, I didn't really get too many times to run the ball. That's what we're doing, like jet sweeps or something like that. So that's really one thing I look forward to in the indoor game. Arena guys, the fullbacks are extended linemen. They might get a carry per game, maybe, but that's really something that I'm looking forward to as well, being able to showcase that. But there'll definitely just be a lot of big plays, a lot of reliability with me and Grant for down and distance type things too.
That's one thing that I'm excited to see. Is last year we played arena rules. This year we have indoor rules, which is going to be great in the National Arena League. Talk about that a little bit. Like what could the fans see? With the 2 men in motion and the jet sweeps, things like that. What's the excitement going to be like? What are fans going to see?
Fans will see more traditional football, what they're used to seeing. The indoor game is outdoor ball, just condensed. It's way different. Like, and people think that it's the same. It's nowhere near the same. Depending on how specific you want to get to the conversation, the routes are completely different. The defenses are completely different. The scoring is completely different. Just how you scheme guys to get open, you have to. There's a different type of player too. There are some guys that can't play one that can play the other. There's some guy that can play both, but there's specific positions like the fullback position that is kind of taken out of the indoor game. You don't have a defensive specialist per se anymore. You have 2 safeties, 2 corners, or you'll have like a hybrid jack that you can put in coverage and put him in the box. Like there's just different nuances. You play more. I think it's a little bit more difficult because now you have like I think the arena game in itself is already at a disadvantage because you have 4 guys in coverage and 3 guys running routes.
Right.
But now you have 5 guys that can be in coverage and 4 guys running routes, depending on if you don't go with a running back. If you go with a running back, then we're back to 3. So those are the things you look to explain. When it comes to what they should expect from a playing sense, though, you really want a lot of unselfish ball play. Sometimes you can get caught up in trying to your own hidden agenda or personal agenda that all you focus on, like, and I'm speaking as a receiver, like if you're the guy in motion, all you focus on is you winning. In the indoor game, you really have to understand that your route might not be the one we're going to, but it's opening up something else. And so you really have to be strategic, but mindful of why you're doing what you're doing and conceptual thinking of all the routes that are around you. And you have to know that the coverages are different because now we're getting into the cover 2s and cover 3 looks, cover 4 shells, stuff like that.
What's it mean to you too? I mean, obviously we've talked about Grant a little bit, but now you have another opportunity to play with Izzy Evans, to play with CJ Kane. So it's not only knowing Grant, but knowing some of these other guys. What's that mean to you? And it's got to make you a little more comfortable, coming into this too.
Yeah, for sure. Me and CJ talked before. I haven't got a chance to talk to Izzy, but Izzy's my guy. I'm glad he's still doing well, performing. It means a lot because it's kind of like you get to that's what I'm looking for. You get to reunite with certain guys, but start new paths with others. You know what I mean? Like me and Grant, we never really got a chance. Like it was his rookie year in Columbus, but I didn't really get the opportunity I wanted with them. So this will be the first time that we actually get to play. Like we trained a lot together that year that we had both signed with Carolina, but the COVID year happened. So we trained a lot that offseason, but we never got to play together. He ended up not playing. I didn't play either. Me and CJ played together in South Carolina. That was our first time meeting, and the games that I was there, he was a great teammate. Still a great teammate to this day. We got to reunite here in Carolina. We weren't happy with the way the season went. I felt like anything short of a championship, or at least being in the championship, was a failure, let alone four losses. But things happen. There were a lot of things went wrong there that I think we both want to just get back to focusing on playing football and nothing else. And he looks to be that veteran leader just like I do. So it's really good to get back with guys like CJ, guys like Grant, guys like Izzy, and back with Duffy and Red. So it's like more of a reunion with all of us.
Yeah, that's nice too. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together with you going to Erie, with you playing Leotas. That's awesome too. Being able to get back into an offense that Talk a little bit about that offense. What can we expect from that offense? Because everybody, I've put the stats out there. Averaging 60 plus points a game for his career is Leota. That's insane.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it, I only went to Erie. I played in 2 games when I was in Erie. I played in Richmond and I played in Nashville. But I got there so late. I think one of the receivers I went down. My season was over with Marion, and they needed someone to step in, and I was available. And he liked my film, so I went there. And even in those couple of weeks, like just watching how he prepared his attention to detail, because our quarterback was Mason Espinosa,
beast,
who was his rookie year. So, like not too many people know that, but look what Mason ended up becoming. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And a lot of that stems from the knowledge that he gained from Coach Lauda. The Erie Explosion were a powerhouse for a while.
Yeah.
Off him and Coach Back rivaled a lot in their respective years before. I think in like the CIFL or something like that when Coach Back had the Cincinnati Commandos. So the thing about his offense is it's like it's kind of like Oregon's offense. It's always with your foot on the gas.
Yeah.
See it, throw it. We're gonna take shots. We're gonna go downfield. We're gonna move the ball. We're gonna light up the scoreboard. Like he's not conservative at all, which I like. Like attack him as much as you can. You know what I mean? Like he's always in attack mode. And at that time, that was the arena style of play. So even with this indoor style of play, I'm sure it's going to be even better.
Yeah, because he's got two in motion and different things. They did a lot of cool concepts because they both coached in that fan controlled football league as well. A lot of neat concepts from there too. So they have a long lineage of coaching football. So I'm excited for them to come in and see what they can do. And then the brother doing the offensive and defensive line, he was actually signed with the Rough Riders when the COVID season happened, and they needed to come down and coach. So I'm excited he's coming down to coach again.
Yeah, like Sean. Well, with Jeremy, I don't know Jeremy as well. I don't know Sean that well, but when it comes to like being a fan, since I was an offensive guy, I watch a lot more Coach Lauda stuff. But I do know from reputation alone that Jeremy has a reputation of being a good defensive mind in this game. His defenses, from what I've seen, were known for shutting people out, for stopping them. So I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what level he pushes our defense to, because if you can get on a team where you can rely on stops to be made, everything is different. I think it spoke volumes. Like I always spoke last year in this indoor game, like the teams with the knowledge at the coaching positions are the ones that are going to go far. And when you peel back and look who went undefeated, it was Omaha.
Yeah.
Because Omaha, Coach Tatum, who is my guy. We play on the same flag team, both from the same city. He went to my rival high school. Like we've known each other for years. But Tatum was with Marion. Then he went to Everett in the IFL. Then he went to Sioux Falls and won a few rings. But Tatum is a guy that eventually he'll get in the IFL Hall of Fame. He knows the game up and down. And Tyler Knight was the epitome of linebacking play in indoor football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with those two guys alone, you're not going to beat them from a knowledge standpoint.
Right.
When it came to last year versus a lot of people they played against, until they played Sioux City, who had a game plan and they had a team full of veterans, but they also had coaches that have been coaching for a long time. So it spoke for itself. Honestly, the teams with the most knowledge end up playing each other in championship.
Yeah, true.
Everybody has players. Everybody has guys that can make plays. Everybody has all that. But when it comes to knowing the game, that's more so what it's about.
Yeah, inside out, definitely.
We have one more thing, actually.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. I'm just curious because I'm kind of getting into. I think a little bit of this has to do with just playing Madden and everything like that. When you say that the offensive schemes and the defensive schemes are not the same, like I get it. Obviously, like there's not 11 on 11. Can you kind of just, you don't have to go into full detail because it's probably way over my head. But kind of like elementary, like what do you mean by that? Like what kind of plays will we or could we see?
So, okay, if we take it in terms of like you said, like Madden or college football, you'll see those style of defenses in this league because you'll have an extra DB that you can use if you decide not to have a jack. And his stipulations are different. He's not sideline to sideline, only 5 yards deep anymore. Like in the arena game, you would basically play things to manipulate the jack. So we'd run a 3-man concept that would allow us an over that would make the jack hold because he can't go unless there's either a pump fake or the ball is released. So there's an extra window that's there that's open. So a lot of times you'll get sky coverage, which means the corner's back, the safety's down, or you'll get cloud where the safety's back and the corner's down. So that's a lot of times where you'll see like the sail route, which is like a shorter corner route, is more so taken out of the indoor game, but it's a go-to for the arena game because it just won't be there because they can play back. So you see a lot of top-down coverages, meaning you got guys that play off, that just work their way down to try to force you to throw underneath. You see that a lot, and you see a lot more man because you can put a guy there. If you have good man coverage guys, you'll have an extra guy if you put someone in the backfield. So if you decide to play with 3 receivers and have a true running back, then that running back will be accounted for by the mat. So now we got another guy that can be in coverage. So that's more so what you'd see. So when it comes to what you'd see offensively, you see more so of the concept of taking what the defense gives you. You know, if they're a team that just wants you to throw underneath, all right, we'll throw underneath all day long. That's more so how you approach it, but you definitely have to establish your run game via the jet sweeps and the if you want to be a read team, you can do the read scheme, or you can just be a downhill runner. But you definitely have to commit to being having a running game in the indoor game. The arena game, you really don't.
I think he hit it right on the nose there too. I mean, because you and I have discussed this too, that in the indoor rules, there's definitely a lot more smokes and mirrors than what you're going to see in the arena game.
Yeah, there's a lot more motion, a lot more play action type things. It's like he said, it's actual football.
Right, 100%.
The only thing that changes, the 2-guy in motion thing, I feel it takes the creativity out of the receiver's hands and puts it in the coach's hands by their approaches. So when you're a solo receiver in the arena game, the reason like in the upper numbers of the AFL game, that middle guys both defensively and offensively got paid so much is because it's really you. It's one-on-one almost all game. So if you get somebody that can cover that, you're gonna pay him some money. But also when it comes to the guy running the routes, how creative can you be with your stems? How good are you at the top of your routes? How good are you at your angles and catching the route? Like those are things that make it more solo than the way you do things in the indoor game. Our emotions have to match. I can't just run like I'm running to beat that guy. We have to be on the same accord because we got to hit the line at the same time.
Yeah, I never even thought about that, because if you have a guy that's a complete burner, you don't want to put him in motion with somebody else that isn't. You know what I mean? That's gonna slow up, or he's gonna have to lay off the gas pedal and not go.
Right.
And you don't see a lot of guys really hit the line full speed in the indoor game. You know, it's more so of a tempo thing.
Yeah,
because you'll run yourself into getting covered.
Yeah, especially.
And you're saying like it changes, like teams want to play, you know, not deep or whatever like that, so you can you kind of do, you know, those kind of plays. Does that affect you as a player, or is it just kind of like you have to adapt? And so like kind of like, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to be going deep or like more, you know, inside?
I actually prefer the arena game because I think it's such a unique game. I got a better appreciation for the indoor game this year. But I would rather play the arena games because that's what I'm used to, but also the indoor game offers more opportunity. So it kind of depends. Like, however, you really just got to be able to adapt on the move with the arena game. Like guys they're gonna do all kind of crazy things. The arena game really happens at the line, depending on if they're collisioning you, if they're going to collision you with someone you don't see coming. There's just other things in the arena game like that for a guy that's in motion. everything is about your approach at the line.
Mhm.
Because I've seen guys like right next to me, like I was in stationary guy right next to me. He took off running. The corner came off of me and hit him. You know, never seen him coming. But it's because he wasn't paying attention. He was just running, you know. But you got to know what you're trying to accomplish beforehand because there's a lot of disguising. The indoor game, it's literally like we're back being outside, just the field is a lot smaller. So the windows are a lot different.
Are you disguising also on defense as well as offense?
You're disguising more on defense.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're showing and dropping.
Yeah, because there's so much more things you can do with those defenses to me. Everything else in the arena game is a shell of something. You're mostly seeing still 2 back, 2 up, unless they go straight man across the board. But you're normally seeing 2 underneath and 2 up top because of the jack.
I'll defer to you, Jeff. I got my little lesson from the day.
Sean's kind of new to the arena indoor game, so he's trying to learn it a little bit more. So that's why he's learning it. But
we could talk all day about X's and O's, Sean.
Oh,
you gotta put it in for me. You got to put it in video game terms for some reason. That's the only way I can understand it. I don't know why, and I still suck, so it doesn't really help. But I'm just trying to learn as much as I can.
That's funny. So where can the fans follow you at social media wise?
On Instagram, I am _AC_THREE. Facebook, I'm just Alexander Coleman. I got the same name on TikTok as well as my Instagram, so it'll be AC3.
Yeah, you big TikTok guy?
I'm not actually. I'm okay with it. I'll get better. I'm much bigger involved with Instagram, mostly because of not only football but my work with Phenom Elite too. So you know, there's a lot more that can be accomplished in that realm.
Yeah.
So
talk about that a little bit because you've been a spokesperson for them for a long time. You've wore a lot of their gear, a lot of different things. You've got footballs behind you, obviously. But talk about that with the partnership with Phenom.
Man, I started working with Phenom in 2015, and it's just grown by leaps and bounds from there. I might have been the first athlete. I'm pretty sure I'm the first athlete they sponsored, but the CEO, Nathan Dorton, we just built a friendship through. It's so random. Like I was on a bus. We were going to a game. We were going to Nashville, I think. Our team had these gloves, some custom gloves that got made for us, and I seen the logo on them. And I've always been a guy like I didn't really care. I care about my swag, but when it comes to gloves, it's like I don't need them to catch the ball.
Yeah.
So it's like I seen these gloves, and I just had a thought like, man, I wonder if they need somebody to like push this brand. So I reached out to him, and we talked, and I told him like man, I'll wear the gloves. You know, it doesn't bother me, and it just grew to I mean, almost 10 years later now, you know, I'm on the creative team. So a lot of the things that you see get introduced, I either created or I had a say in. I'm the head of pro sponsorships and NIL deals.
There you go.
And that's growing by leaps and bounds. I just started this thing called Phenom Futures, where like here in Ohio, getting an NIL deal you can't do that until you get into college.
Right.
But across the country, started more local, and it's growing to where I get start working with kids to make them potential NIL leads. You know, like a lot of guys that are doing great things in their rec ball and things like that, and their middle school ball. Pop Warner, whatever they're doing, they send me highlights and sign a third. We get them shout it out. We get them added because it allows them an opportunity to grow with the brand. By the time they're of age, there's no telling where we'll be, you know. But that's how that partnership started. I myself have been pushing the brand as an athlete since, and it's just grown, like the development of our gloves. And it started off as gloves, now it's mouthpieces, backpacks, visors. We got a new visor that'll be coming out soon, a new backpack that'll be coming out soon. Custom gloves, team uniforms. I mean, we've done everything now. Cleats. We've branched off into soccer. So there's a lot of things, man. It's been a journey, but I've been blessed with the opportunity. I couldn't be more appreciative of Nate believing in me and giving me a larger role. And I think it shows that anything that you're willing to put your time and effort into can blossom into whatever. Like, we kind of both had that ground up mentality. Me for my career, him as a brand. So it went hand to hand. It was a perfect marriage. It went hand to hand.
Yeah, some of those gloves, if you guys haven't seen them, they're phenomenal. They do anything from Marvel to DC to, I think you guys had what, a Scooby-Doo one too at one point?
We got everything. We got Scooby-Doo. We got the Flintstones. We got DC, Batman, Joker, all of that. We got what else do we got? We got Rick and Morty. we got all kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, they're sweet too. Like they're spot on. Like their colors.
What kind of visor are we gonna see you wear this year?
Yeah, there we go. Let's talk about
probably something like this. I'll show you this one. This helmet. Probably something like this.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Like I'm really fond of this gold visor, but unfortunately, it's on a helmet that I will not show. And it can stay where it's at.
I was gonna say that gold visor look real nice with that blue and gold we got going on.
Yeah, the gold visor gonna be sweet, but for the sake of but I'm a mirror visor guy, so you'll see me in some rendition of a mirror.
There you go.
But I probably won't.
I mean,
custom gloves.
Any custom miner gloves we could see this year?
For sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. Definitely that. I'll take care of my receiving core. Make sure they're straight. DBs, I don't know. Cross that bridge when we get there. But my receivers would definitely be cool. We got some stuff coming out though that I think y'all like. But the thing about me, like, I don't hold on to gloves because I always give them away.
Right.
You know, like big with the kids. I definitely want them to have a great time. So there'll be plenty of gloves floating around the arena from game to game to game, stuff like that. So
you're saying that, and I'll take a shot here. Is there a chance we can get a set and hang up in the studio back here?
For sure.
All right, we'll have you sign.
That's all I was going to say. I think there's a couple broadcasters here that might, need a pair.
We'll put you right next to Grant's jersey over here.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got you. We got you. And if y'all need something, just send me a size. Let me know what y'all wear, like t-shirts, something like that. I got y'all.
Awesome.
Yeah, appreciate that. We'll
sure.
definitely hang it up. And get
extra fat.
I'm so dumb.
Man, but it's gonna be a lot of great opportunities coming up this year for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely excited. But we were so excited. I'm glad you and I got a chance to talk. As soon as you were signed, like, we talked immediately, and I appreciate you, coming on the show. Definitely have to get you on again. We're gonna get Grant on next week, and then we'll start getting more, groups of people in and things like that. But I just appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us. It was a chill conversation. I think it's because you remind us so much of our buddy Rashad. You'll have to meet him. He identical. Like, you guys are
big Oregon fan.
Big Oregon fan. You guys are both real.
It's a
Him Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah,
He is jealous. You never Sean's jealous right
Yeah.
now.
That's sweet.
yeah,
Love
yeah.
it.
Big
We're
Oregon
about
fan.
to
So
we're about to
one of
get
my
text right
homeboys, used to be the recruiting coordinator there.
Okay.
So like he sent me like a box of a box of a whole bunch of Oregon stuff. So
Yeah,
I
that's
mean
sweet.
a ton of stuff. So that's actually who I'm going to the game with.
Okay.
So
Yeah, there you go.
yeah,
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, like I said, I appreciate you coming on, hanging with us. And guys, I'm telling you, this man, real deal.
Mhm.
You'll be very shocked to see what he does this season. Him and Grant's connection, that I know they are willing to show what they got. There you go. Boom.
absolutely. I can't wait to get out there, man. It's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
Duffy himself. I mean, he's excited as well. I mean, so that's great organization, great things coming. Like I said, I'm really excited to see you and Grant finally get a full season under your belts, and
Yeah,
you guys did a lot of good things up there, and I'm excited. You're close to home, so I'm sure you'll probably bring a slew of people, I'm sure, to game
Oh
days.
yeah, absolutely. And I got a group of kids and stuff that'll be coming to the game.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My nephews and their friends and stuff like that play. Because I definitely think like it's such a great experience from a fan standpoint. But
Yeah.
when kids get there that actually play football and get to see, how it just how the games are,
Yeah.
it gives a different appreciation. They love it. So
And that's the thing too. Like we do something in the arena indoor game that nobody else does. It's that after the game, you get to hang out with the players, get to sign autographs. You don't get that everywhere else.
you don't. Sometimes after the game, that's it. And I think that sucks because the people they're paying customers. Like they should at least get to talk to. Like that's one of the beauties of it. They should at least get to come down.
That's awesome.
It's,
Well,
it's
guys,
super unique. It's super unique.
it
I
is.
don't know.
It is. I mean, it's one of those things that if you don't know about it, a lot of people leave, and you're like, hey, what? Stay. Like you can go down. Like, oh, what? I can go down. Like that's awesome.
Absolutely.
So, guys, this has been a fun ass episode. We appreciate you hanging out with us. And like I said, we'll definitely have to bring you on later on in some other episodes. Once the season gets going, definitely get you on after a game or two. But guys, this has been another episode of Boys from the Wheel podcast. We'll catch you again next time.